Let's go dump trucking today, huh? Do something a little different. This here is a 1985 349 Peterbilt. I bought this bad boy a couple years ago, and wasn't planning on doing this with the dump truck at the time, but we're hauling manure. Been hauling a lot of manure with this dump truck. There's a customer we sell to that has a bunch of sheep, and he don't have a lot of ground to get rid of his manure. So I got a manure pit at my farm, an old one from the old dairy farm. It's an old drive-in one. So free manure, load it up in the dump truck, bring it back, sits in there till fall. We'll get all the corn combined and start spreading manure on the fields again. So yeah, this one, she's a gem. As you can see, I think we need to stop for fuel, because once that fuel gauge, once it quits bouncing, you better be hunting for a fuel station real soon, because we got to be just about down on fumes. But you got to get the water out of the tank. You got to get that water out. You got to run it right down to nothing. You got to be spitting and sputtering coming into the gas station. So we'll roll down the road here, but I call this dump truck my little Briggs & Stratton. She's got a 350 big cam in her with a 8LL transmission. Boy, as you can tell. Now that RPM gauge is not right, but we're running probably right around 1900 RPMs, somewhere around there at 59 miles an hour. That speedometer's probably a little off, but I think it's around 59. So, oh boy, tractor! Spraying. A little late for spraying, ain't it, buddy? Good luck. Wish you the best. Yeah, I call it my little Briggs & Stratton, because what you do in this old dump truck is you just keep that right there. You just keep it right to the floor. You don't let up. You ain't gonna get a speeding ticket in this old girl. She needs about 2 more gears in her. But we're gonna go put some fuel in this thing. We're gonna go to the farm, get loaded up. All right, catch you later.
I also upgraded the blades on the old brush hog here. Got new ones. But then I screwed up. I didn't realize the center ones are longer by 8 inches. So I resharpened them. Hopefully it works. I'm sure it'll work. It's a brush hog. There's a couple acres to do out there. Oh, back at her.
Well, like I told you guys, when the fuel gauge gets right down there where it quits bouncing and moving all over the place, I don't know if you can see it. She's an 85-gallon tank. So we were right down there to the bottom, getting our money's worth. See if we can get out of this little gas station here, and everybody's turning left, turning right. Oh boy. Come on. Come on. Oh my. Oh, and then we're gonna stop. Let's move. Let's move, people. Got things to do, places to be. One thing when you put fuel on this old dump truck, I think pretty much everything's original on it. Original motor. I mean, I was told that this mileage is original. 118,000. This old dump truck was a blacktop truck down in Milwaukee. So it had like a little paver. They had like a hookup for it in the back of this box for a little paver, so they did like driveways with this. So the paver was actually hooked to the dump truck, and the guys would just back in and then set that paver down and lift the box up, and they'd get to pave people's driveways, and they didn't need 2 pieces of equipment there. It was a one-man show. So she's a good unit. She's clean. You know, she doesn't see much winter. The box is not in best shape, but that's what I get. I mean, it's It's original box from 1985. So there's going to be some rust, and there's some rust on the box. But the frame rails and everything are really clean on this thing. You know, double framed all the way from radiator to the taillights, and there ain't no rust jacketing between the frame rails or nothing. So it's a fun little truck to drive for a couple days, but I don't know. I can see why people had bad backs. You know, old guys walked around all hunched over all the time because you got no air ride cab, spring ride in the back, and it's a Peterbilt, so you can't put any air in the seat. You gotta sit the seat right on the floor. So this is like your perspective. You just barely see right over the steering wheel. It's perfect. You gotta look cool. My back will hurt for a month as long as I look cool. I will deal with the pain. What did that one lady always say? Pain is beauty, or beauty is pain. That's what we're doing here. So we'll get to the farm here. We got her all fueled up. Oh yeah, and this old dump truck, she loves it. Put a little hydraulic oil in the fuel, cleans it right up. She don't like that low sulfur fuel. She's not a big fan of it. You put a little ATF, which usually I put ATF, but I didn't have it on me, so I had hydraulic oil. So put a little hydraulic oil in there. She loves it. She just loves it. Eats it right up. But I'll show you guys again when I get to the farm here. So catch you again.
Well, if I look tired, it's because I am tired. It is now Friday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Just started brush hogging some more. Going good. New blade's really chewing her up. I'm gonna quit here in about 15-20 minutes. Gotta go hook up the round baler. We're gonna run down the road to Amish place, and we're gonna round bale 10 acres for him. So it should be a quick one. Maybe I'll get the video camera out and I'll record them, capture their soul. I don't know who told me that. When I was a kid, some old timer said, you know why there's no picture of Amish? The Amish won't let you because they think it's gonna take their soul. It'll capture their soul. Obviously it's not true because you can see Amish all the time, but it was funny as a kid. Little bits of information for you. Okay, so we're gonna chop, and bale, then come back and chop some more. It's gonna be a busy Friday night.
I just have to show you guys this valley is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice valley. Look at that house. That's an Amish house. Pretty snazzy. We got her all dolled up, but man, you come look at this. Look at these roads that we drive on down here. This is southwestern Wisconsin, driftless area road right here. I mean, windy, hilly. Wait till we turn up this driveway to the farm. She's a switchback. You crawl right down from the big valley, the big ravine down here, and you go right to the top. She's quite a transition. I know if you had to try to get semis up and down this every day, that would be interesting. She is steep. I don't know if you can tell. Probably the camera doesn't do it justice, but I don't know what kind of grade this is, but what a cool driveway, huh? Look at the trees overlap like that. But she is straight back. Straight up, I mean. Back? Well, no, I'm leaning straight back. We're going, you guys know what I'm talking about. Real sharp corner, and look at that, we're to the top of the hill almost at the farm. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool.
Currently en route to save the Amish. They got 10 acres down. They were on a round baled. It is supposed to rain late tonight, tomorrow morning, so they're trying to get it off. Not sure how they got to my contacts. Well, I kind of got an idea. But yeah, we're going to save them. I hooked up the 6430 to the brush hog. It's going to hate life because it's so thick. But it's going to do the job. I got Ty coming to save my butt. Because we got rain tomorrow, that means no brush hogging. So we got to brush hog till we can't brush hog to get this other job done. So Ty just got done with work, and he said, I'll go drive tractor for you. So he's going to go drive tractor for us. And brush hog will I go spend an hour and a half to 2 hours hanging out with the A-team. Gonna keep grinding.
Well, look at that. We made her, guys. Didn't even hit nothing. Pretty proud of myself. Power window. All right. You can see I made a little bit of a mess, but he's got a pretty nice setup down here. Actually, pretty nice. It's not anything. Really nice setup. So he just pushes it off over here. We'll get up in here without trying to get as much poop on my boots as I can. So yeah, you can pull right up to this back right up, nice and tight. You just load it right in the dump truck with that. It works perfect. I mean, this is about the best setup as you can get for loading manure, but we're almost done. So that pile was, you know, clear full way up over here. She wasn't quite to the wall this time, but she was pretty close. So I think this is load. Try to do some math here, Cody. As you guys know, if you watch the past videos, we ain't a mathematician. I think this is 20. It's got to be around 20, something like that. So yeah, we'll hop in the old JCB here and start loading trucks.
Last bale here. One after this. Little rows left. Start a new bale after you eject. It's like impregnating. You got to get that bale started good. You want a good core, and I like to run as fast as I can to get those numbers up, to get that core built. For some reason, the old Case IH really likes it if you go fast. Build the core. No, I think I've met women like that too.
Well, we're all loaded up. Man, did you see that? Glad I caught that big piece of concrete. That would have hurt the manure spreader a little bit if that had went through there. That'd have done some damage. Glad I found that, but got her all loaded up. You can't really stack. I've tried stacking it, you know, just heaping her right up over the boards. But I don't have a hydraulic tailgate, so it gets all hung up on the tailgate and won't come out. So unfortunately, you can't just windrow her like I'd like to, but it is what it is. But well, let's unwind the tarp, cover this load, head down the road. Only got, I would say, maybe two loads left, maybe 2.5, something like that. But hopefully we get her all cleaned up today. She's a Sunday today, so get her all cleaned up. Good for another month or so, and then we'll clean it up again.
All right, we're gonna have bale coming up. See if we can get it to roll. Right in the mound. Bombs away. Will she go? Will she go? No! Oh, there it goes! Oh yeah. Fucking, we got just perfect landing. If I was a judge, I'd give that one a 10 out of 10. Right next to that one. Show you on the way back.
One nice thing about big cams, listen to the jakes on these things. This got a big muffler on it. How cool is that, huh? Big of a deal if it hangs up on the tailgate and won't slide out of there. Hit the buttons here. Then I just go grab the backhoe, use the excavator, part in the back, and just push it out with that. Then it usually comes right out. There. Put it out of there pretty good. Pull forward a little bit. So yeah, nothing really to it, just very monotonous, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. A lot of miles. I think this spring I hauled out of there. I think I did 40 loads or something like that. And I wrote the miles down because I knew it was gonna be a lot of loads. And I did 1,000 miles from my house out there and back. I did 1,000 miles. Crazy. But we'll keep trucking.